The history of sourdough bread, from ancient origins to modern artisanship. Sourdough bread stands as one of the world's oldest and most cherished forms of bread, renowned for its distinctive tangy flavor, chewy texture, and rustic crust. Unlike most modern breads that rely on commercial yeast, sourdough is made through natural fermentation, using wild yeast and lactic acid bacteria found in flour and the environment. The history of sourdough bread is deeply intertwined with the evolution of human civilization, stretching back thousands of years. Ancient beginnings. The origins of sourdough bread can be traced to ancient civilizations. Archaeological evidence suggests that bread making began around 10,000 years ago in the Fertile Crescent, a region that includes parts of modern-day Egypt, Iraq, and Syria. Early breads were likely unleavened flatbreads, but the discovery of fermentation, possibly accidental, led to the creation of leavened breads like sourdough. Ancient Egyptians are often credited as the first to master sourdough baking, around 1500 BC. The warm climate of Egypt was ideal for the wild yeast and bacteria needed for fermentation. Bakers would mix flour and water, leaving the dough to sit and attract microorganisms, resulting in natural leavening and a lighter, airier bread. Spread through the ancient world. From Egypt, the knowledge of sourdough bread making spread to Greece and Rome. The Greeks improved baking techniques and built some of the first dedicated bakeries. Romans, famed for their culinary innovations, adopted sourdough and made it a staple of their diet. Roman soldiers and travelers carried sourdough starters with them, helping to spread the tradition throughout Europe. Medieval and early modern Europe. During the Middle Ages, sourdough remained the dominant form of leavened bread in Europe. Each household often maintained its own sourdough starter, passing it down from generation to generation. Bread was a vital part of daily life, and sourdough's ability to preserve itself and resist spoilage made it especially valuable before modern refrigeration. With the invention of commercial yeast in the 19th century, bread making changed dramatically. Commercial yeast allowed for faster, more predictable bread production, and sourdough lost its prominence in many regions. However, sourdough endured in remote areas and among traditional bakers who valued its unique flavor and texture. Sourdough in America. Sourdough has a special place in American history, particularly during the California gold rush of the mid-1800s. Prospectors, known as sourdoughs, relied on the bread's durability and the ability to create it from simple ingredients. San Francisco became famous for its sourdough bread, thanks to unique strains of yeast and bacteria in the region, giving the local bread its distinctive taste. Modern revival and artisanship. In recent decades, sourdough has experienced a renaissance. Artisanal bakers and home enthusiasts celebrate its complex flavors, nutritional benefits, and connection to tradition. The COVID-19 pandemic saw an explosion of home sourdough baking as people rediscovered the joys of fermentation and the satisfaction of making bread from scratch. Conclusion. From ancient Egypt to modern kitchens, sourdough bread has journeyed through centuries of human history. Its enduring appeal lies in its simplicity, adaptability, and the living culture contained within each starter. Today, sourdough continues to inspire bakers and delight bread lovers worldwide, linking us to our ancestors and the timeless craft of bread making.